It all began with an investment in VA Tech in 2007. And since then, we have been following the space in water, which broadly then expanded to sustainability and related areas, including waste management. I'm Samir Shah. I am the managing principal at Sattva Capital, and we have been involved in the sustainability space for a number of years. In the waste management space, over the last 2 years, we have been working with a number of ecosystem players to see how we can address this issue of agri-waste in India. The paddy straw that we generate every year is in excess of 25 million tons per year and is not going lower because of the population increase and the increased density of growth that we see in that space. A solution has to be found. There have been some attempts made in the past, but we believe that this requires a comprehensive solution which involves the government, policymakers, private sector, investor, development institutions, farmers. And unless there is a cohesive coming together of all these ecosystem players, a solution is going to be difficult. We, together with the people we work with, are ready for it and have been working on it for the last 12 months, and we hope to see action on the ground this year. Municipal waste is a different problem than the agri-waste problem. It's largely in urban areas, whereas the agri-waste is in rural areas. The issues with municipal waste are less about technology and more about segregation. And then if you dig deeper, it's more about the attitude of people towards waste. I think today every citizen considers this an externality, that I throw the waste out of my house and it becomes somebody else's problem. I think that awareness has to be there that A, we need to consume less, B, we need to consume responsibly, and 3, we need to segregate the waste so that it is easier for a municipal corporation to deal with it. Water has been rightly identified as the #1 priority. We have the dubious distinction last year of being the world's largest user of groundwater reserves, which we cannot depend purely on the mercy of rain to fulfill the obligation of fulfilling the groundwater tables actually. There has to be multiple sources in terms of how we tackle this issue. First is we have a 10% or less drip water, and agriculture uses 70% of the water. In Israel, the number is 90%. Today, our reuse of water is minimal. I would say under double digits, though no official figures are available. In other countries, it is much more. In countries like Singapore, 1/3 of drinking water is recycled water. We need to look at reuse of a scarce resource. And unfortunately, given that we need to price it as a public good to make it affordable to every citizen, there are some segments of society that do not realize the value, which is often misconstrued to be the price. And there's a very sharp distinction between value and price. I work with Shell Foundation on the advisory board in India, looking at 70+ startups which are trying to influence how we change the energy dimension as well as the mobility related aspects of how do we make energy more affordable and inclusive. At Sattva, we have an association with Sustainable India Financing Facility, which is an affiliate of the United Nations Environment Program, through which we are looking at very large India game-changing programs, particularly right now in waste and agriculture. With GIST, which stands for Global Initiative for a Sustainable Tomorrow. I work with Pawan Sukhdev, who recently won the Tyler Prize for the Environment, which is considered a Nobel Prize for the environment. So with these many associations, my involvement in the waste sustainability space through water, solar, waste management is very deep and will continue to grow over the years. Sustainability has to become mainstream for governments, for corporations and for society. Unless all three work together, there will not be a solution that is long-lasting and achievable.